Man, those suckers sure are laying a whooping. What's up everyone, welcome to the Switching Gears channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if you're returning, thanks for coming back. We're obviously not in the garage this morning. We're heading to Forgotten Angels in Valrico, Florida. Me and Mrs. Gears head to this camp out every March and October, and super excited to be there again. It's a really good cause, and I'll explain more on the ride over there. But first, I'll show you our Airbnb that we chose to stay at this time. We've stayed here I think about 3 times now, and we really like it. It's pretty cool. Now, I know I said me and Mrs. Gears, but we picked up a traveler to bring now since it's October. He doesn't talk much, so he's a good passenger. Past 2 times we stayed here, we've gotten woken up to turkeys gobbling in the morning instead of roosters, so that's pretty funny. Before we head out there, we're gonna get some drinks at the gas station. I know I didn't mention it when we were talking about the Airbnb, but right behind it there's a bus that somebody converted into another little tiny home that some people are staying at. Dig that, that's pretty cool. They're far enough away that where they don't bother us and we don't bother them. But let's stop at the gas station here before we head to Forgotten Angels. Alright everyone, myself, Mrs. Gears, and Gary up there are heading to Forgotten Angels. Super excited. We, I don't know, I'm wanting to say this is our 4th or 5th camp out. But anyways, we're super excited to be there. For those of you that are there, I can't wait to see you. Now, for those of you that couldn't go, I hope to see you next time. And for those of you that know nothing about Forgotten Angels or haven't even heard about the camp out, I'll tell you a little bit about it. These kids that have aged out of the foster system, they're trying to give them a new start in life. Any of you guys that know anything about the foster system know that these kids obviously come from a broken home and then get put into foster care. The people who are fostering them, again, not all of the people who are fostering them, but a lot of the people who foster the kids are just trying to get as much money as they can out of them, all the way up until they turn 18, and then as soon as they turn 18, kick them out on the street with little to nothing and let them go to the wolves. Now, Dave and Cindy are trying to teach them how to do stuff that most of us, I'm sure, take for granted. How to manage your money, balance a checkbook, all the way to getting a job, transportation, getting their license. Dave even teaches them how to ride a motorcycle. That's pretty cool as well. I mean, obviously, if you think about it, it's a cheap mode of transportation. In the state of Florida, you don't need insurance, so you can get a bike relatively cheap most of the time, and you can actually start working and start saving money and just actually, you know, getting a life started. Giving these kids a new start, and I can get behind that, and I really support Forgotten Angels and what they do. Now, the camp out. The camp out's pretty cool. In between March and October, there are loads of raffles. There's usually one big raffle and then bikes and stuff that are raffled off throughout the March and October time period, and October to March time period. All this money raised goes directly to help Dave and Cindy. It doesn't go to anybody else. It doesn't line anybody else's pockets. It goes directly to them to help them run this, which they're trying to expand into different states, which is even more awesome. Now, the one rule that I know of that they have at this camp out is just be respectful. Don't throw your trash on the ground. Don't throw your cigarette butts on the ground. Take care of the area which you're putting your tent or your camper or whatever you choose to take out there. Be respectful to the people as well. You meet a lot of cool people from different states. So as long as you're respectful to the property and treat the people respectfully, everything's great. It's a great time. I love it. I usually just chill out, drink some beer and talk to people, eat some food. Anyways, that's about it. We are just about here, and we're going to be turning in there pretty shortly. And we are back. It's been a couple months. Super excited to be here. Let's park the bikes and have a good time. Everybody's eating wieners. Alright y'all, it's the next morning and we're leaving the Airbnb right here and heading home. But first, before we get home, we're stopping at a place called Solomon's Castle for breakfast. So let's go. Y'all, I apologize. I'm pretty sure I said this last video too, but I lived in the moment last night, didn't take a whole lot of video, but it's even a better reason for y'all to come see it for yourself. For those of you that were there and we talked, it was nice meeting y'all, and I can't wait to meet some of y'all that haven't been before or couldn't make it to this camp out. And special thanks to Buck Brown for letting me ride my first Indian. I'm not going to spoil anything about that. I'll let him talk about that, so you can hit him up with the links and everything that I put in the description below or on the screen here. It's a pretty sweet bike, bro. It's got a lot of cool work done into it. It sounds good, it felt good, and it looked good. These bikes that we put a lot of work into have a story to tell, and hey, so does he. So like I said, go ahead and check him out. So like I was saying earlier, we're heading to Solomon's Castle before we finally make the trek home. It's about an hour away from where we were staying. Solomon Castle is a pretty cool place. It's made out of, I don't want to say garbage, but it's made out of like leftover metal material and whatnot. You'll see when you get here, of course. I think it's a pretty snazzy looking place, and the restaurant's got a cool little feature to it. It's always awesome just getting a few hours away from where I'm at down in Fort Myers. The roads get better the further you go north. At least there's some little, you know, teeny little hills and stuff to go over and some nicer scenery to look at, because everything's just pine trees and palmetto fronds and stuff like that. Oh, and Phil Zilla, of course, met him yesterday. His name right here in the description down below. You can check out his stuff. Nice meeting him. Did a banging job at the slow races yesterday. Looks like the cones courses they're taking are really paying off. Phil Zilla's a really awesome rider. Go ahead and check out the stuff that he does on Instagram. It's pretty cool. All of us that ride should definitely do what he's doing. If any of you guys that watched my channel took pictures with Gary last night, I seen a couple people taking pictures next to Gary and stuff. If y'all shoot me a message, I'd like to see them. It was kind of funny. Question for you guys. I'd like to know what you guys think. Should we leave Gary on year round or should we take him off? Funny little insight with my family life, you know, normal families have Elf on a Shelf. The month of October, we've been sticking Gary around the house in different places and spots in the house for the kids to see him, so it's actually been kind of funny. We put him at the dinner table, he's been on the couch, he's hung out in the hallway. The kids get a hoot out of him, finding him in different places in the house. Anyways, I'm gonna enjoy the ride out there. Once we get out of the city, it's nice country roads all the way up until Solomon's Castle. See you at Solomon's Castle. Thanks for tuning into another video today, guys. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out the Forgotten Angels website. Let's help them out as much as we can. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, comment down below, and like the video for me. It means a whole lot. Thanks for tuning into another video today, guys. See you on the next one.